to American Dream Garage. Today we're going to do a video review and test drive of my 1973 Pontiac Trans Am. All right, I've had this car about 15 years, and when I was looking at it, the one thing that stood out to me on it was whoever originally bought this car checked all the boxes. It has almost every piece of equipment, some that I don't even know why you would have. Power door locks in a two-door car, rear window defogger, power windows, AM/FM stereo, 8-track, tilt wheel, dual mirrors, remote mirrors, air conditioning, all the trim packages. It has the new for 1973 horse collar interior, drip moldings, everything. The only thing that it didn't have was a block heater, which obviously it wasn't a place that needed that. But the other thing is power trunk, which is strange. But anyway, this the 1973. One of the fun facts for it was the first year for the bird on the hood. Prior to that, they had a single stripe down the front. They had white and blue. In 73, they added 3 new colors. This was one: Buccaneer Red, Brewster Green, and Cameo White, which was a softer white. And the nose was slightly different. This is the last Firebird with the rear chrome bumper. In 74, they went to the 5-mile-an-hour bumpers front and rear. Okay, today in today's video, I've got somebody helping me, my son-in-law John. He's going to help me with the video.
Jeff,
How are you?
good. How's it going?
Good.
Good. This has always been one of my favorites.
Well, it's one of my favorites too.
All right. So, what makes you like this car above some of the others?
Well, I was 16 years old in 1974. So 74, 73, 72, those were the cars that everybody had in high school, if they could afford them, of course. And you know, the pinnacle of those were the Trans Ams and the Z28s. And I had friends that had 73, 74 Z28s. I had friends that had Trans Ams. So we put those horsepower numbers to test more than one time on a Friday night.
Very cool.
Well, the car has a 455 L75 engine, which had 250 horsepower and 370 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fast.
Well, the way to really see it is to take it for a drive, so how about we do that?
All right, let's do it.
So I have multiple Pontiacs. I have a GTO and a 70 GTO and a 69 Firebird and an 89 Trans Am. The one thing I notice about Pontiacs, and I can't explain it, or I've never found a reason why, is that they feel much tighter than their counterparts. So, you know, whether it's the Chevy Camaro and the Firebird, or whether it's Chevelle and the GTO, you can hear in older cars, you can hear rattles and shakes, but you know, and the suspension is, you know, is pretty firm. But the Pontiacs seem to be much tighter than their counterparts, which, you know, I can't explain because they're made, I think some of them were made in the same factory. But I remember these cars from back in the day, and, you know, cars obviously loosen up with time, but these 73, 74 cars, horsepower in cars for GM from 72 to 74 were the same. It wasn't until 75 that they had a significant drop, and that was due to the unleaded fuel. 71 to 72 they dropped because of the emission, and then of course 70 to 71. 70 was the peak year for horsepower. But still, these cars, 73 through 74, in the day were still, you know, impressively quick. And they got, you know, increasingly more comfortable with time, like this car, versus the original Trans Am and the equipment that you get. It did miss just a little bit. Maybe it's time to do a little tuning on it. I've had this car 15 years, and I basically just changed the oil. So relative to cruising, we're going about 65, and we're 2,900 RPMs, which I think if you're below 3,000 RPMs on the highway, it's still a pretty comfortable car. Still has a little bit of a rumble at idle. Didn't kick down at first that time. Cars today are 10-speed automatics. This is a 3-speed automatic. So there'll be times where you kick it down and it downshifts, and times where it doesn't, because you just don't have the gear range. This car, I think, probably has about a 343 rear end in it. Gives it a little bit better highway cruising, but less performance on the drag strip. You get a 411 rear end in a car going 65 miles an hour, you're probably doing 4,200 RPMs. And I've had multiple cars like that, and I've eventually taken those rear ends out because it's just too uncomfortable to cruise, and I'm not heading to the drag strip.